Hi everyone, I'm Wesley Walker, and today we're going to be learning about NGA Art Zone apps for computers and tablets. It's kind of important to note that the apps for the computers are actually a little different than the apps for the iPad. There's 17 of them you can download off of the NGAKids Zone Art app, or off the website, excuse me, because they do not show up on the computer anymore from their website's been updated, so the files do not fit, but you can download them. It's no problem. It doesn't take very long. It's all in a zip folder, all 17 of them, and then you just allow them to download on your computer. A couple of them we'll go over are Dutch House, I believe Pixels, and another one I believe called Faces. Dutch House is pretty cool. It's based off Dutch paintings from the 1700s. And there's 3 different levels you can pick. You can pick a kitchen, living room, and then an art studio. And there's 3 different floors of the house. We'll go with the kitchen first. And the cool thing about this actual app is you can pretty much play around with anything in the atmosphere. You can change the time of day, as you can see it through the windows and through your reflections of light and stuff. You can change the pixel focus. You can click on the cabinet. China will fall out, break. It'll actually keep going until you run out, and then it'll restock itself for you. Also, there's audio with these. It doesn't work very well when we're plugged into the TV, so we won't use it, but it's very neat. It's, like, you can actually hear the plates crash and break and stuff. Different things you can click on the pot and it starts boiling, the cat reacts to it. You can move the tables, you can move the food that's on the actual table itself, switch out what you want. Different things, you can move the windows. You can see there's different atmospheres exposed wherever you move the door frame. And then for another one, this one's called Pixel Face, whenever it gets loaded here. You have options. There's actually 4 basically oil portraits you can pick. You can switch, you can get grayscale, or you can actually import your own picture if you want to. We'll go with Van Gogh here. It comes up and there's 3 different resolution options, basically how big you want the pixels to be for the picture. When you switch them, you have to make sure you go back and click the picture because it will not switch without clicking the picture again. There's pretty cool tools. You can pick brush tools, you can pick different smearing tools, and you can go pretty much change the atmosphere around him. It's very neat because it picks up a lot of the colors, especially when you have them to match. For some reason, I just want to pick up the green in his face, but over here you can tell it really makes you focus on your actual pigment tones and blending. It's a good lesson to learn. This one also has audio too, but it's not really needed for this. It's just to kind of keep you occupied. The other one called Places is a really neat one. Once again, it takes a little while to load just because there's decent file sizes you have that one. And NGAKids, when you Google it, is actually one word, NGA, all caps, capital K, IDS, then it's space, Art Zone. So that's kind of important to note. This one is pretty neat. You have the option, it always comes up with George Washington in the background, but you can actually add 2 characters, you can add another character. You can add different people. You can get them to dance. And you can actually change George too if you want to. There's audio, music tones where you can click on and they'll start dancing automatically. We'll make sure the audio is turned off here and play one. And you can see it go to town. There's a lot of different things here that you can change. You can have atmospheres and stuff. Very neat stuff. This one is very similar to the Luminism-based one on the iPad app. I'll show you it in just a few moments. But this is neat too, not just for art's sake, but it also kind of gives you a better reference of what early colonization would have actually looked like, environment and stuff. So it's not just, artistic, it's also historical too. And then for the iPad app, if you already have it downloaded, it's NGAKids, right there. Thanks for following your. Yep. And there's various ones you can do on here. You can see. Pulls up. Like the portrait avatar maker. All these are a little more advanced than the ones on the computer, but better graphics too. The cool thing is you can add different faces, different hairs, different clothes, all sorts of stuff. Go back. And I'll show you this is the Luminism I was talking about. It's based on Henry Fritz Lang's work. But you can see it comes up with these sea scenes. You can change the boats, you can change the foreground, background. Actually add people to it, change the sky. It's very neat. Change the time of day, just like those. So it's just a little clearer, it's a little easier to use. There's one other one that's very cool. It's still ice, and it's based on oil botany paintings over the last 200 years. Like for instance, here's one of Van Gogh's works. And you can take it, edit it however you want. You can smear, you can actually go back and kind of paint with the pigment that's already on the screen. Change your brush size if you want a little more detail, go a little larger. Or you can actually let it do it itself. And these are also easy to download off your app store for your iPad or as well, or I guess your Droid or anything like that. But yeah, they're great for. They're not so much for actual building based on a lesson off of, but they're cool for supplemental stuff. Like if you're learning about, for instance, like Van Gogh, that would be great for them to play around with, get a little more used to their work, and honestly just mix it up, have a little fun, do something else with computers. And they're also great tools for if you're taking a test and a couple kids finish early. It's something to occupy them and educate them while keeping them quiet and on task. So yeah, they're very useful. Like I said, they're not great for hours at a time, but they're very good just to have in the back of your mind if you have a couple extra minutes every now and then for class. So, all right, thank you.